whenever someone grabs Kaylee 1 in this randomizer, they always go to the level forest, because that's her only purpose. To chop this tree down forever. That tree will never grow back, even though normally in this game trees do grow back after you leave to the overworld. And to fight the Minotaur. Minotaur being the weakest boss in this game, I believe we haven't patched out his weakness to the life spell even. Because his level is so low that even Kaylee 1 can cast the life spell on him and have it defeat him. Getting the sand coin from the Minotaur, that unlocks access to the water continent. Twitch may be acting up, we're not quite sure. Grabbing Kaylee 2, as I like to call her Bailey, because in my opinion, Kaylee is the best party member in the game. Not the most powerful, but the best. She is the only party... Well, both Kayleys are the only party members that have resistance to petrification. So, she is, in my opinion, the most useful for the Dark King. She won't be doing damage, because the Dark King resists arrow, resists the wind element. But she will be keeping you alive all the time. That will be a task she is dedicated to in that fight. Key fighting these Mint-Mints in this battlefield for an item, I believe. And SirLinkalot lighting his second crystal. Getting the full heal that comes with it as part of the cutscene. One more fight for the battlefield. And SirLinkalot is likely going to go get Kaylee himself. Meteor coming out of the battlefield. That is another great spell. Not the best. White and Flare categorically the best. But Meteor will do respectable damage. More than White, not as much as Flare, but it is the Earth element as well, which a lot of things resist. A lot of things don't resist Earth that you would expect to, but a lot of things do resist Earth as well. This seed proving to be fairly linear. It looks like I'll have to apologize to our runners for rolling this one. SirLinkalot taking the Minotaur down. That will get him the sand coin. T picking up an axe from this battlefield. Axes also technically... No, not technically. Axes are definitely part of Go mode. Axes are necessary to flip the switches in Pazuzu's tower to lock down the elevator. If you don't do that, then the elevator will just teleport Pazuzu all around the tower, and you'll never be able to fight him. Picking up Gemini Crest, another teleportation crest, but not quite that useful Gemini. It will allow you to get some checks in the Alive Forest. And it lets you teleport between Aquaria and Firebird, but otherwise, not really. Find the multi-key. The multi-key gives us access to Arian's friend, the Hermit. And it lets us travel between Firebird and Windia with the Mobius Crest. Grabbing Ruben too. What are you doing, dude? I'm sure SirLinkalot has a plan. Entered the Wintry Temple, trying to check for more red chests, but unfortunately there are none there. T finding the Steel Helm, which is another dead item. He already has the Moon Helm, which replaces it. T also going into Fireberg. He does have the multi-key, so he's picking up Tristram and probably going to pick up Phoebe 2 from Windia. Getting the Night Sword from the Hermit. Teleporting to Windia. Let's see if I was right. First, he's going to go to the vendor in Windia. Selling Arrow? Arrow is quite useful. It's the strongest black magic in the game, and it's Wind Element, which pretty much everything in the Wind Continent is weak to. Except for Dullahan. Grabbing Kaylee 2's item, which ends up being the Charm Claw. Another dead item. We already have the Dragon Claw. No red chests in the basement leading to the ship dock. And we don't seem to have Thunder Rock yet. Another Go Mode item. We would use it in Otto's house there to extend the Rainbow Bridge to the back of Spencer's place. T going into an item battlefield. We'll see it in a minute or two what item that battlefield has for us. Both runners, I believe, have already thawed Aquaria with the Wake Water. Using the Wake Water on the plant in the middle of Aquaria will do that for you. It's not strictly necessary, but it does let you access Spencer's place from Aquaria. Even if you don't thaw the water continent, you can still get the ocean blown out from Spencer's place, and it will still work. You can still pilot the ship across the ocean. It'll just be covered in ice. Our ship does have an icebreaker built into it. SirLinkalot choosing to go into the Ice Pyramid now that he has the axe. And he will be able to full clear the Ice Pyramid. Not only because he has a sword, but he is also strong enough to do so. And it is necessary. We are playing Save the Crystal, so we do have to kill the 4 fiends. Ice Golem at the top of the Ice Pyramid is one of those fiends. T fighting Oozes here does not have much of a choice other than to use the Jumbo Bombs. Because the Oozes are one of the 2 enemies in the game with natural magic reflection applied to them. Our host for the previous run, Attacks, did go into this a little bit. Actually, not just a little bit, about as much as he possibly could have. Magic reflection in this game, it's ridiculous. Not only is it permanent on if you start with it, but it doesn't matter what spell you use, it doesn't matter how strong that spell is, you will die if magic gets reflected back at you. Unless you cast Quake, but who's casting Quake? It's Oozes and Beholders that have natural magic reflection. oozes we saw on the battlefield, the holders will be in Pazuzu's tower. They look a lot like this gather enemy that's on Linkalot's screen right now. Coincidentally, both enemies with magic reflection are weak to bombs, which does put a hole in my theory that bombs are classified as magic. But it's not that big of a hole, in my opinion. T deciding to peek down into the Doom Castle's basement to see if there was a check there. It didn't look like it. Contemplating Pazuzu's tower, and he is going there. He's also part of Team Save Norma. Is he going to talk to Pazuzu on floor 1? Nope. I believe T still has the ice pyramid to do after this. Talks to Pazuzu on floor 3 this time. Linkalot going through the ice pyramid using the white spell on enemies that look like they would have natural magic reflection, but don't. I thought this was supposed to be randomized. That's where a red chest normally is. But we don't know what's in that red chest because we're not collecting it just yet. Perhaps after Linkalot defeats the Ice Golem, he'll collect that chest and see what's inside. ipsTee taking advantage of the wind weakness for most enemies here. Checking for Pazuzu on all floors. Like I said earlier, the even floors of Pazuzu's tower have switches, which you need to flip to prevent the elevator from going out of control. Out of your control, at least. It's in Pazuzu's control. Finding the noble armor, which is another dead check, because we already have the Gaia's armor. The Gaia's armor? We already have Gaia's armor. Grabbing this red chest here for the Aegis shield. Linkalot in the middle of the fight with the Ice Golem, about to win. T going down even further. Not knowing, it seems, that the Ice Golem will always go up if you lock off the floor that it is currently on. Unfortunately, 5th floor is a bit of a awkward place for Pazuzu to be. Linkalot has lit his 3rd crystal, putting himself cleanly in the lead. But T will be going to fight Pazuzu momentarily, trying to gain that part of the lead back. Pazuzu is coded to use a move named Psych Shield once every 5 turns, and the Psych Shield does not take up Pazuzu's turn. What it does is it activates a magic reflection. However, it's not permanent, and it will go down on either the 1st or 2nd turn that Pazuzu gets after using it to turn it on. Linkalot appearing now in the Falls Basin, going to take out the crab, the snow crab, that is.
Linkalot also picked up the Cupid locket out of the 4th floor of Ice Pyramid.
Ah, good to know. The Cupid locket Resists against silence, confusion, and blind. And if a status effect is resisted in this game, it is nullified. It's not just a % chance to not get it, it's a 0% chance to get it inflicted on you. Let's see what's behind the snow crab. The snow crab has refreshers, just some cans of soda, the one item we don't want to see. Refreshers in this game, they remove buffs. Or, they remove debuffs, my bad. Debuffs attacks, or attacks that inflict debuffs, rather, will always do a flat 60 damage minus your defense. This very quickly gets reduced to 1 damage. We find the Thunder Rock at the bottom of Spencer's place. Spencer was holding on to it. Which means Spencer's place is required in this particular seed. We also find the Gas Mask. Gas Mask working like the Magic Mirror, but for the volcano. And we've already gone through the volcano, so it's kind of worthless to us. P defeating Pazuzu, getting his 3rd crystal. All he has to do is go back to the Ice Pyramid, defeat the Ice Golem, and I believe he found Flare at some point as well.
He got Flare out of the giant tree, out of a live forest.
Thank you, Attacks. Twitch definitely acting up this race. T will be taking the warps in the towns to get to Aquaria, I bet. Linkalot choosing to dive into the Wintry Cave, see what's in here, and also unlock Phoebe 2. Finding the White Spell. In Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube, Link decided to save the world he got teleported into for some reason, I think by the Triforce. So it doesn't matter what world Link ends up in, he wants to save it from whatever evil it is inhabiting it and messing things up. He finding the Venus Key. Link is courage personified, yes. And Linkalot grabs the Fire Book and just dips. Squidite would be a minor boss, so he's not necessary for Go mode. Oh, Excalibur is not the same as the Master Sword. It's just strong. 250 points of attack. Can't beat it in terms of physical damage. Unless something has a weakness to an element you can use.
So Giga, at this point, we are Go mode Mega Grenades. Where, if you were one of our runners, where would you go to next?
If I was one of our runners, I would probably check. If I was one of our runners, I would have checked all of the brown boxes so far. I would probably check the ship. It doesn't seem like either of them have gone there yet. But they both have the captain's cap. So nothing is preventing them from getting control of the ship. If all the crystals have been aimed already, why not? There's the Cupid locket, which, as I stated previously, resists silence, confusion, and blind. The Libra crest being found in Otto's attic. Yeah, I think I'd just go to the ship. That's probably where Linkalot's headed now. That or Pazuzu's tower, I bet. Oh, no, it looks like he's going back to Firebird. I wonder what's going on. He did just recently get the Venus key, I believe. Oh. Libra crest, right. Decides to reset the entire game. He does have a save file, I'm sure. Yep. He was not interested in the steel shield. It was also a dead check. And he's going into this battlefield. We're hoping for mega grenades. I don't think they were here. I believe ipsTee already did this battlefield, and he doesn't have mega grenades yet. Is that an accidental? No, he used the Dragon Claw. Good on Linkalot. He being the first one to get a Sky Coin, having defeated all 4 Fiends. Going down to Spencer's place the long way, because he also doesn't have any Mega Grenades. My bet, they're on the ship. Just to screw with people. Getting his mask and Thunder Rock. And he did find exit, so he's able to exit out of any location just whenever he wants. Just cast a spell. Another note about exit in the randomizer. If you ever feel like you're stuck, you can cast exit on the overworld. It won't cost you any white magic spell points, and you will go straight to the level forest. Picking up the Sun Coin, and I believe that was the 2nd floor of Focus Tower. Teleporting back to Windia, and extending the bridge. Linkalot finding Flare, like I thought. Not Mega Grenades. He finding the Libra Crest, and probably wondering where exactly are the Mega Grenades? Using that exit on the overworld thing that I just mentioned that Wildhand coded into the randomizer. Linkalot going to Pazuzu's tower, probably gonna end up with Pazuzu on floor 2? Yeah, floor 2. How it works is the seed for where Pazuzu will go. Normally, Pazuzu's location is randomized after the first time you talk to him. But in our randomizer, he will always go up a specific amount of floors depending on which seed you roll for the randomizer. In this case, it was go up one floor from the floor you talk to him on. And on T's side, we saw him talk to Pazuzu on floor 3, and then we saw Pazuzu next on floor 4. That means Pazuzu went up one floor. So we will probably see Pazuzu on floor 2 on Linkalot's side. He choosing to fight the Squidite, despite it probably not having anything important. But he's just on a hunt for those Mega Grenades, and they could be here. There's nothing stopping them from being here. Unfortunately, it's just a brown chest. Brown chests in this game always contain consumables. Even if you're playing the Archipelago implementation, we do have Archipelago support for Mystic Quest. It's in beta, but even if you're playing Archipelago, brown chests indicate an item that is not needed for progression. A junk item, basically. T using the shortcut here, but still needing to fight this desert hag to get the brown chest that's behind it in the cave back there. Unfortunately, it's still brown. Still haven't found the Mega Grenades. Linkalot finding the Noble Armor. Unfortunate. But expected. It's on the critical path. Oh! Pazuzu's on floor 4 now. Oh, Wildham must have gone in and fixed that, I believe. So Pazuzu will now always show up on the same floor no matter where you talk to him from. But Linkalot's going and checking more chests. Those are brown. You know, it could be that red chest we're seeing in front of the Skycoin door as well. That could be where the Mega Grenades are. Actually, no, it can't. We need Mega Grenades to get to that point, because that's behind the ocean being broken out. Linkalot getting the Aegis Shield, and forcing Pazuzu up a floor to floor 5. Because I believe I stated this earlier, but if the elevator is locked on an even floor and Pazuzu is standing at that even floor, Pazuzu can only travel upwards.
Yep, and right there we just saw SirLinkalot using the speed strat. When Pazuzu goes to floor 5, there's only one way to access Pazuzu from floor 5, and that's through the outside tower steps. Mm-hmm. So you just simply go from 4 to 3, and then from 3 to 5, and then you're right there at the bird.
That is correct. T finding himself in the giant tree. This is somewhere runners never want to be. Not only because Idra, the boss of the giant tree, is not required for go mode. It's also because this place is just really long and winding. You can get lost here if you're not fully familiar with the game. It takes a while. But he does have exit, so he's not too fussed, I'm sure. We do have the Tweak Frustrating Dungeons flag turned on, which severely limits the mushroom population inside the giant tree. Normally, these rooms with mushrooms in them would be filled to the brim. But we have, I think it's half of the mushrooms removed.
But I do like this play from T here because basically at this point we're looking at only the giant tree and Mount Gale, and giant tree just has way more checks than the 3 in Mount Gale.
It does, yes. Are there 3? I thought there were only 2.
There's two brown chests and then Dullahan.
Ah. And the chest
And so
that's under Dullahan was
is
originally...
the Apollo helm, yeah.
Right, it was originally to the north.
Correct.
There's a platform that you have to dragonfly out to. T choosing to take the other side. Less oozes over here.
So the one thing I don't remember if I saw T do is, did he go into the second floor door? So the door that leads to the check behind Ghidra on the second floor. There are 2 brown chests in that room, and I don't remember if he went into that room or not.
There are 2 brown chests in that room. He did not check that room specifically. He just checked the brown chest behind that room.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll get it on the way out. But we did see, I think, another red chest behind this door that he's about to open with his sword here. It's unfortunately just a battle axe. Axes, like swords, all function identically on the overworld. So we only need one of them, any of them, for go mode. It's brown chests behind that door we were just, or the room we were just talking about. Still, T decides not to check the ship.
So we can't get to the ship yet.
We can get to the ship.
The
Oh,
ship
wait,
is
no.
on a...
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
The ship is trapped.
Right, it's trapped with the ocean. We do need mega grenades to actually do that.
So when you rolled this seed for them, did you where did you stick mega grenades? Did you stick it behind Medusa or did you stick it on the mountain?
I wish I could tell you. I just hit the randomized seed button a whole bunch. It looks like T's gonna check Medusa. Really, the only thing that's necessary now is mega grenades, and it's just a race to find them first. Is Medusa Maguka? Yes, Jacob. or J-Cob. Yes, we do need beggar grenades for Go mode. They are the only Go mode item left. And there they are. Maduka was Maguka. T is in Go mode. All they have to do is head to the Wind Continent, go in Spencer's Cave from the bottom, blow the sea out into the ocean, go to the dock, talk to Captain Mac to let him know, I've got your cap, give me your ship. Take the ship to the Doom Castle, and go through the Sky Coin door, fight the Dark King. There's no boss gauntlet before the Dark King. He does have Phoebe 2, so he's probably not going to change partners to Kaylee 2. He would have already if he wanted to. So yeah, we're just seeing the end of the race here. He is out in front. Making his way to the Doom Castle. Exiting out of the ship just to save a few seconds. And in comes one of the best songs in the game. Making use of that conveyor belt effect I was talking about earlier to travel a little bit faster on the sand. Choosing not to take the red chest in front of the Sky Coin door. The only items it could possibly have are a spell, I guess, or the Giant's Axe or Excalibur, and none of those are really wanted or necessary. Grabs the 25 seeds and starts the Dark King fight. And something tells me he's going to have some good luck here. Linkalot with no idea that he needs to go find Maduka. The general strat for the Dark King is going to be to use Flare, White, Phoebe's White, that is, and restore your magic with seeds. And that's it. Heal up when necessary, otherwise you're good. Especially at level 20. The only attack you cannot survive at level 20, I believe, is Spider Kids? I might be wrong about that. Finding the Giant's Axe on Mount Gale. Not worried about his armor. He does resist, I believe, everything that Silverweb could possibly throw at him. The Pall of Helm is just drained. In addition to fire, which the Moon Helmet also has. Going into phase 3 here. I haven't been paying too much attention to how much health the Dark King has, but health is the only stat of the Dark Kings that actually matters. All of the Dark King's attacks do flat damage. And since I have the attacks up in front of me, I can tell you exactly how much flat damage they do. All these values are multiplied by 8, so the Dark Cane does 80, Dark Saber does 115 multiplied by 8, Ice Sword is 176, Fire Sword is 100, the Mirror Sword is 75, the Quake Axe is 70, but it hits both party members, I believe. The Cure Arrow is also 70, and it heals the Dark King for 1,000 health, I believe. Laser, which you're seeing here, does 120 multiplied by 8, which comes out to 960 minus your defense. So I believe I was wrong. It's laser that can't survive. Yeah, Spider Kids is only 108 times 8. The Silver Web does 80 times 8, same as the Dark King before it, I believe, yes. Golden Web does 70 times 8, but it petrifies you. The Silver Web confuses and poisons you, at least. We're on phase 4 of the Dark King, which does not have unique attacks coded for it. It just uses whatever attacks that the previous phase used.
The Petrify will also happen first, so if you're Phoebe and get petrified, you won't take any damage from it.
That's correct. He fortunately resisting the influence of the strongest enemy in the game confused Phoebe. Going back on the offensive. Leaving Phoebe on auto, which is a good idea. That's part of the high-level strategy in this game, is leaving your partner on auto when you know what they're going to do. The only reason Linkalot is paused in front of Medusa here is because the stream has been frozen. Because Twitch itself is having some trouble here. And ipsTee finishes his seed with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 28 seconds. We're going to see if we can get the runners in here to talk with us about the seed, have an interview. SirLinkalot has chosen to forfeit and not play out the rest of the seed.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Man.
How you doing, T? How was the seed?
I feel completely exhausted, devastated, and at the same time very, very happy, because at the end I didn't expect it anymore that I would win. I basically fell behind the whole third race.
You did?
Yeah. When I started Bone Dungeon with Tristram and didn't find anything there, and then also went Lavadome relatively early with Ruben, and didn't find anything there behind the first room where all the items were, then I felt like these two moves were definitely a mistake, and were a point where he could get a big edge over me, or probably in my thought process got a big edge over me. And when we had the sand coin onto Kaylee, then I felt even worse, because I expected him to get the tree wither and the elixir first in the Fireberg area, and then go to back to Foresta, get Kaylee to get and then do Bone Dungeon with KD2, which would have been so much faster than the way I did it. So yeah, that's why I felt very behind, and up until the point where the seed said, yeah, look for mega grenades towards the end. I didn't expect to have a chance to win this anymore. But yeah, this if you just need a progression item at the end, after you are done with all the necessary dungeons, then it's up to luck again. So at that point, I felt like maybe there's a chance if I get the mega grenades very early and he goes for the wrong checks, then I could catch up. But even then, I didn't find it very early. I did Winter Crave where they weren't. Then I did the tree and the life forest, also empty. So at that point, again, I felt not so great anymore because I kind of expected to go into the mega grenade search already behind, and then I didn't find them immediately. So yeah, that's why I didn't. That's why I always looked in the race chat while fighting Ducking, because I expected him to finish any second.
It seemed to me like the seed ended up being pretty linear until you got to the choice between Pazuzu and the Ice Golem.
Yeah, there was a choice between doing Lava Dome and Bone Dungeon early, or just keep them away, just go for the non-dungeon checks. For example, dip into Lava Dome, you see three free items there, go out immediately and get Kaylee 2. That would have been probably a very good play. I don't know if you went for it. Obviously, maybe not. I don't know.
What happened was you were both doing pretty much the same thing until that split that I just talked about.
Wow, that's kind of unexpected, to be honest, because I was really struggling going into Bone Dungeon, and I was also really struggling finishing Lava Dome on the first dip, I must say. I really thought about just going out and getting Kaylee 2, and I think that would have been a much faster play, but yeah, when he did the same thing, then it was obvious that I probably wasn't as behind as I felt.
Definitely not. You seemed like you were in front for pretty much the entire race.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Sometimes, you go for these early plays, and I mean, there are a lot of checks in Lava Dome behind the first room. There are a lot of checks in Bone Dungeon, so these plays definitely could have worked out.
They definitely could have.
And
we didn't see them though.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I would do it again. So, Pazuzu was the choice for doing Pazuzu first was really for what I found there. I just thought Pazuzu's tower is probably a bit. It was right there. That was one point that led me to this decision. The other was I had a decent high enough level to fight Pazuzu at that point. I had all the stuff, all the defensive stuff, all the offensive stuff I needed to fight him. And I felt like, Pazuzu's tower is not that much faster in go mode than in non-go mode. So
you just decided to do it.
Yes. And finding exit there obviously felt relatively good, because I thought maybe he goes for Pazuzu's tower last, and then I have a small edge at least with the exit spell.
What did you think about that? The location for exit?
It was perfect for me, obviously, going Pazuzu's tower before Ice Pyramid, and even Spencer's tower. I didn't even check Spencer's tower until that point, because I had so much open still, and I like to push Spencer's tower as far back as I can if I have reasonable checks before it, so I have time to look for the Venus key, to look for the exit spell, which speed up this check by a lot. So that pretty much worked out for me, and yeah, it's a bit of a surprise that he also went for early Lava Dome and early Bone Dungeon. Of course, yeah, I was not comfortable with these plays while doing them.
Well, they worked out.
I see in the restream that he went for Dullahan towards the end, looking for the mega grenades.
Yeah. It was unfortunately the wrong decision, but
Yeah.
he was already too far behind to properly catch up by then, I think.
Yeah, Dullahan is always a tricky choice because it can bring you back big time, because usually most runners will do it last, so do it early. You can catch up if that's the play to make. But yeah, I don't like this choice because the boss fight can be really, really hard, even if you are completely, if you have your full gear and high level. Doom Dance can just wreck you, and if you roll for high speed stats, then just can double Doom Dance you, and then yeah, rip.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a easy choice to make.
Definitely not. So, what are you thinking about looking forward in the tournament?
So the next race, I think, is against Wildtime.
I don't have the bracket up in front of me.
Let me check the bracket real quickly, then I can tell you something. I think it was Wildtime, and Wildtime defeated High Spirits. Okay, I think he even came back from a deficit there, so it was a pretty cool race.
Nice.
So I think we will have a fun race there, and if I would manage to defeat him, then the semi-final will be insanely hard. So even whoever wins the other quarterfinal on our side of the bracket will be really good. Either RPG Chick or F. Carglin, both super good. As is SirLinkalot. So yeah, it's a hard bracket.
It was a very close race between both of you. Both of these races were very close.
Yeah. So
what did you think about the seed for Game 2?
Actually, I like the seed for Game 2, and I felt pretty good doing it, and I felt like maybe I'm even ahead. I felt much better than on the last seed, but yeah, I lost it because that was to me a pretty straightforward seed. A lot of items at the start, and probably I made a few blunders there, so that's probably what decided the second race.
You were very close.
Going into Windia so early was not worth it because nothing was there, and then I made another blunder grabbing Phoebe 2 when I didn't use her even once. It was pretty stupid. It was just a really bad play, and I don't know what happened in my thought process there to go for that. Because I grabbed Phoebe 2, then did the mine, got Room stat, and got everything to grab Kaylee afterwards. So I think she casted one spell, and then I traded her away again, and for that I went to Windia and back again. So that was super stupid time sink.
Right.
And my Dark King fight was a mess because I didn't find the Cupid locket, and in the third phase, he brought me into the position where it was really bad. Because if he uses his white spell and you don't have the Cupid locket or the Aegis shield, then you are in a really bad position because if Benjamin gets confused or petrified, it doesn't really matter which of these things happen.
Right.
While Phoebe is below 800, below laser range, basically, then it's really, really bad.
Right.
And yeah, he gave me that a lot and confused me a lot and so on and so on. So the Dark King fight in the second race was a pain. And yeah, he also tried really hard in the third race and on the third seed to kill me. Besides the insta-kill combo of Petrify and Laser, But everything else he pulled off and tried to kill me there.
Mhm.
Luckily, it worked out. I played it really safe there because I thought, he didn't finish yet. So if you die here, don't risk too much. If you die here, you might lose the race for that. So I tried to play it really safe.
Right. Well, it was a fantastic race, both of them. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it was really fun and nerve-wracking, I would say.
Isn't it always?
Most of the time, yeah.
I think that'll be it for us for now.
Great. Then, yeah.
So,
thanks for watching, everyone. And thanks for organizing.
You're quite welcome. Thank you to chat for being here and catching up on anything that we missed when we needed it. Thank you for Attacks for being here to track. I know we swapped off duties between races. And thank you to the organizers for getting this tournament together, getting all of us to just be here and have some fun. That's about it from us, though. We'll be heading off. I don't know exactly what's coming up next, but I'm sure there will be something on very soon. Thank you and good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.